Lana has been gone from WWE ever since she was injured at the hands of Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, and there were rumors circulating that we had seen the last of Lana in WWE. But now there is a late-breaking rumor that explains that Lana is about to make her shocking return to WWE, and this will happen during an episode of Monday Night Raw at some point in the coming weeks. And when she does make her return, she will not be the same Lana of old. Instead, Lana will announce that her time away has changed her, and she is no longer the shy and timid wrestler who would constantly cry or get scared. Instead, Lana will reveal that she is now tougher than ever, and she will take on any wrestler, including the Raw Women's Champion, Asuka. And this will lead to Lana challenging Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship in a match on an upcoming episode of Raw. And the rumor explains that in one of the most shocking moments in recent WWE history, Lana will dominate Asuka and pin her in the middle of the ring, as Lana is crowned the brand new Raw Women's Champion, as she shows the world that she is truly not the Lana that we saw prior to going away, and she will vow to take on all challengers, no matter how big or small, and she will do whatever it takes to prove all of her critics wrong. New details have been leaked about the very first episode of Raw in 2021. It was announced recently that on Monday, January 4th, 2021, WWE will be airing a special episode of Raw called Raw Legends Night, which will feature Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, The Big Show, Kurt Angle, and many other former WWE wrestlers. The obvious reason why WWE is doing this is because of the low ratings that Raw has been getting lately, and Vince McMahon believes that Raw Legends Night will be a big starting point to Raw getting close to 2 million viewers each week again. There are also rumors that there are other wrestlers that Vince McMahon is keeping under wraps that could make surprise appearances on the show, and one of those wrestlers is rumored to be CM Punk. WWE is about to make a shocking announcement concerning The Miz's failed cash-in at the 2020 TLC pay-per-view. The Miz cashed in his Money in the Bank contract at the TLC pay-per-view, but failed to win the WWE title. But now, The Miz is using his high-level connections at the USA Network to try and convince WWE officials that his cash-in was not valid, because John Morrison was the one who handed the referee the briefcase containing the contract, and The Miz says the rules state that the actual briefcase owner must hand the briefcase to the referee for the cash-in to be valid. And now it's rumored that WWE is about to make a huge announcement concerning this situation, and the rumor explains that WWE will agree with The Miz and say that the cash-in at TLC was not valid, and the briefcase containing the contract will be immediately returned to The Miz, as he will have another opportunity to cash it in on a champion of his choosing, even though Brock Lesnar in 2019 cashed in on Seth Rollins, and Brock's manager, Paul Heyman, was the one who actually handed the Money in the Bank briefcase to the referee. So it's very strange why all of a sudden this has become a rule in WWE. Drew McIntyre is rumored to get some very upsetting news very soon. During the last seconds of the December 21st, 2020 episode of Monday Night Raw, Drew McIntyre got into a heated argument with his best friend Sheamus. This happened after Sheamus kicked Keith Lee, who they were tagging with, in a match. Drew was not happy with Sheamus' actions, and it has led to tensions between the two best friends to reach an all-time high, and fans are wondering if this could now be the official end of their friendship. According to a leaked behind-the-scenes report, what we witnessed on Raw was the build-up for a WWE title triple threat match between Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, and Keith Lee that will take place on Raw at some point in the coming weeks. And after the triple threat match, it will lead to a one-on-one feud between Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, as Sheamus will set out to prove that he deserves to be champion more than Drew McIntyre does. It's rumored that the Fiend Bray Wyatt has quit WWE. At the 2020 TLC pay-per-view, Randy Orton faced the Fiend Bray Wyatt in a Firefly Inferno match. And in the match, the Fiend Bray Wyatt lost after catching on fire. After the match ended, Randy Orton set the Fiend on fire again. Clearly the Fiend Bray Wyatt is still alive in real life, and Randy Orton set a mannequin on fire after the match. But there are rumors going around that the Fiend Bray Wyatt has quit WWE because of the Inferno match. Rumor has it that the Fiend Bray Wyatt was not happy about competing in the Inferno match because of how dangerous the match was. And Bray was even more upset when WWE officials asked him to be set on fire at the end of the match. Bray Wyatt went into the match expecting to win, but at the last minute, WWE writers came up with the idea to have Bray Wyatt lose instead. And at the end of the match, WWE made it seem like the Fiend Bray Wyatt had passed away, which upset Bray Wyatt as well, because he didn't want his fans or his family to think that he passed away. There are other reports going around that Bray Wyatt was upset about many other things besides the Inferno match. Bray was also unhappy about holding the Universal title for only 1 week earlier this year, and then losing it to Roman Reigns and never getting a rematch, even though Bray was never pinned by Roman. And there are also rumors that there are tensions between Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss. And Bray doesn't like being paired with someone because he believes he is a big enough star and he doesn't need a sidekick. If these rumors are true, then fans have officially seen the last of the Fiend Bray Wyatt in WWE. What do you think about Lana returning to WWE and winning the Raw Women's Championship? And what do you think about the rumors of the Fiend Bray Wyatt quitting WWE? Leave a comment and give me your opinion. And don't forget to subscribe and click the bell notification so you don't miss our next video.